Hello, everyone. Happy September. It's crazy. It's already September. So we are doing the Virgo New Moon right into the eclipse season. And I have been feeling the buildup of the eclipse season. I think it's because it's in Pisces, this Pisces full moon on the 17th, 18th in there. But yeah, this Virgo new moon, let's see what is in store for us with the Oracle and Tarot reading, working with my Oracle deck, Sovereign Vibrations, and then the Muse Tarot deck. So let's see what our guidance is, the energy of this week, of this new moon. Just changing the volume here. Okay. Let's see, what do we need to know right now? How have you all been feeling? Wow, we got the Flower of Life right out of the gate. I keep hearing the shifting of life as we know it. I get the Flower of Life card here. The affirmation is, I am one with the sacred geometry of the universe. I am surrounded by loving and sacred intelligence at all times. So in this way, I'm hearing we're seeing with a new level of intelligence or a new level of awareness, the connectivity of our life, the connectivity of ourselves to the universe, or even the universe as ourselves. We're seeing more of that integrated oneness. Wow. And I'm hearing with the Virgo energy, we're like planting it. We're seeding what we've been working on. This eclipse season is even bringing us into a new chapter, which is exciting. A new way of seeing the flowers blossom, seeing our pathway flourish, seeing our garden flourish within ourselves. Wow, all of that inner work we've been cultivating, we've been creating, planning for, we're seeing that. I'm seeing like there's a garden, there's a path, but all of these seeds we've planted, they're finally coming out and sprouting. So we're seeing that the fullness, even the fruition, but also the progress of what we've done behind the scenes. Wow. What else do we need to know with the Oracle deck for this Virgo new moon? Ooh. Wow, and then we get grounded reconnection. Hello. There goes the camera. I've already been using this Oracle deck for a while, so the sides are a little built in or lived in, if you will. The affirmation for grounded reconnection is, I ground all my senses into my physical reality and anchor into peace. Whew. I love it. I'm feeling this energy right now. It's almost like a tinge of anxiety. Like when you bake a cake or you're making something, and you're nervous, it's just not going to turn out the way you thought or were hoping. There's this energy of even like that garden. Some of the seeds won't take root, right? Some of them won't come to fruition, but so we're kind of on the edge of our seat of how is this going to go? What is this going to look like? How is this going to turn out? Do we need to scrap the whole garden? Do we need to return the soil or whatever that means for our inner world or the pathway that we've been foraging already, right? So I'm hearing in that way, though, there's a trust in that sacredness, that however things turn out or show the produce, right? In that way of even maybe seeing how our lives have taken root in a new way, for even shifting our identity, or maybe it's a relationship, however this pertains to you. Take this all as you will, of course. But even that newness, we're being asked to trust the peace of it, right? We're anchoring into peace, anchoring into a knowing of that sacred trust, our own divinity, our own new grounded reconnection. Wow. Oh, and then we get the throat chakra. Chakra. So the affirmation is, I express myself freely. My truth flows easily and effortlessly. I am heard. Which is funny because I feel like something's in my throat right now, like this whole time. So we're clearing how we speak. Even again, I'm hearing to ourselves about this new reconnection, this new pathway, this new connection to ourselves and the universe. Wow. I feel it. Do you guys resonate with that? Please let me know. I'm curious. I feel guided for one more card for us, and then we'll go into the tarot. You are love. The light language coming through. So this card is the number 1 of the 1 through 11 cards that are in this oracle deck. And they are guided meditations, allowing ourselves to come into the oneness of love, how we embody that and that sacredness of that truth. And I'm hearing that's how we can start to speak from that level of love, of knowing we are love. Knowing that if we're love, then we're safe to speak and show up and be free and flow easily within this new grounded reconnection. Even if no one understands it or doesn't understand the way that intelligence is working within our pathway, within our lives, we can still show up with more and more love, even for those who may not understand. I'm hearing in that way. Or even our own fear around speaking up, because I'm feeling like there's this still the anxiety or that fear of how is this going to look? How is this journey going to unfold? How is this going to manifest? I'm hearing in that way that it's like the logical Virgo energy within all of us, right? It's just like, where's the plan? Where's the exit? Where's the plan B? Where's the exit of everything? Show me the layout. I want to know. And we have to surrender, right? We have to trust that it's a part of the journey, a part of the fun to not always have everything completely methodically planned and understood, right? Taking that, the kind of like I'm saying, the hands off the wheel, the steering wheel, and trusting that we're already, it's like when you go in a car wash and you're on that conveyor belt, you have to surrender and trust the car is on the track and it's safe as long as we put it in neutral, right? Staying neutral. Oh, I love that. Trusting that grounded reconnection. And in that way, we're flowing easily with love within who our love is. And we speak that way without any inhibitions, I'm hearing. Wow. And I'm hearing that's how we can even glide through the rest of the year or the rest of our lives, right? This is a whole new way of interacting with ourselves, our inner world, and thus with the universe, with how we see our lives in the world or our purpose, I'm hearing specifically. Wow. Oh. Some throat chakra clearing with a burp there. I'm hearing in this way too, maybe there's even, again, some stuff that is meant to be shared through our voices to people we love, or creating new boundaries through this grounded reconnection, saying it with love, with compassion, with trust, that we can have that conversation if that's something that's been coming up. We get the Temperance card, and I love that for this new birthing of it, because it falls out right under the You Are Love card with the Ace of Materials. And look at that. She's looking away. She's trusting what's being built, what is being restored, the temperance, the patience, the understanding of this renewal, so that our emotions can flourish and have this synergy. I'm seeing even the Flower of Life energy within our emotions, right? This emotional intelligence is anchoring deeper. And we may not feel very strong. We got the Strength card in reverse actually here. Came out right? On that reversal. So we may not feel, it may feel counterintuitive to trust this sacred reconnection. We may want to, I'm hearing in that sense like the Virgo control, or the, I'm hearing the micromanaging of the universe or ourselves, even that like internal fight or flight or hypervigilance. But that's not what we're meant to keep living in, right? There is strength within this surrender. There's strength within this trusting of the synchronicity, the flower of life, the flower of our lives. She's not wanting to focus. There she is. So we also got the 9 of materials and the 7 of inspiration in reverse. So trusting we don't have to be forcing anything, and that when we can surrender to what's manifesting simultaneously, that's also then when we get that more rootedness into peace, into that reconnection with our soul, with ourselves. I'm hearing it's more about, in a way, allowing our soul to completely merge with our body. And this is our body ascending to a whole new way of peace, a whole new way of trust. And I'm seeing with the throat chakra too, it's also just, again, what's internally going on. It's that internal voice more than anything, because we can project our internal dialogue out onto what other people say to us, right? It doesn't even necessarily have to be said. It can just be our subconscious speaking over someone else's words. Sometimes we have trouble even believing a compliment, right? And I'm getting that energy where we're shifting out of that, so then we're seeing with love. But it may feel really scary. It may make us want to feel it's not okay. We're less strong. We're more vulnerable, right? But within our vulnerability, we're so strong. And it may take us a couple times, like I'm seeing a baby deer learning to walk, right? Within that vulnerability, it can feel really scary. But I'm hearing in this way too, it's a new reawakening. So I'm hearing even in this way, if you've already felt like you've been on your spiritual journey and you feel like you're almost regressing, or there's new insecurities or old insecurities coming up, it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It just means there's a whole new expansion. Like we got the Hangman in reverse. Again, we had this a couple weeks ago, right? We're not stuck. We may feel stuck, but we're releasing. We're shifting our inner dialogue, the Queen of Voices. She's anchored in her knowing. The crows are very psychic, so maybe a crow is a symbol for you right now, or a guide, so look out for crows. We also have the pyramids here and the wings, the angel wings as her outfit. But I'm hearing in this way, stumbling through it, we're still tying up loose ends. And that can feel really frustrating when we're planning something new and we have to regress or feel like we're regressing. But it's worth it. We got the 6 of materials. There's so much manifesting, even when we're in this place of clearing up things or taking time to look back, taking time to really process our internal world, our voices, so that the subconscious, I'm hearing, doesn't keep driving, doesn't keep holding the wheel, and instead we trust that we're already in alignment. We can sometimes need to take the wheel, right? And we know when that happens. Or even if we do it out of a place of fear of vulnerability and pull our strength and say, oh, no, I'm not safe. It's okay. That's okay that we do that. It's okay that we do whatever we do, right? This human experience isn't about being right or wrong, even though we can deem ourselves being wrong or feeling off our path. But there is, again, this divine intelligence and synchronicity and sacredness that we can't deny anymore, even though we may be afraid to surrender to it or see it from even in the darkest moments. How could that dark moment mean that it was sacred or that it was supposed to happen, right? But I'm a true believer that everything does happen for a reason, even if it's the most like fucked up thing, right? There's a purpose. There's a way of seeing the dots connect. And then we got the 8 of Inspiration, the dots, everything is aligned. We're aligning in our purpose. We're aligning in our direction. This energy feels very eclipse-like to me as well. So we have the solar eclipse in Libra. So there's that balancing of justice. And one of the cards flew to the ground here. Another ace of Inspiration. So maybe taking some time, I'm hearing, even to sit in meditation, to take in from the sun or nature these downloads, to feel more inspired in what you're planting in your garden, in your life, in your inner world. Wow. I love this. I know for me, on a personal note, I have been even kind of questioning how I'm showing up in the world. Is this right? Is this need to be shifted? Or is it safe to keep going on my path, right? Even in my own personal life, not even just out here on YouTube or in my business. I've been reconsidering everything. And I think when we go through some dark stuff, it gives us that new outlook or a way of shifting our perspective and putting things into a more aligned place for ourselves. Like even, for example, I've been really taking time for my own health and my self-care and prioritizing that as much as I can without feeling guilty or even feeling the guilt or whatever it is. But then sometimes I'm afraid to get out of my cocoon. I'm afraid to possibly lose balance. Wow, we have 3 aces, you guys. Ace of Voices. So I'm hearing in this way we're really more afraid of our own power. I'm hearing in this way. The clearing of the throat chakra. The fear of our strength can make us also have those self-sabotaging thoughts, or the inner dialogue that questions everything and doesn't trust the intuition that is so clear, right? Even though we're in a sea of chaos in our own making. But I'm hearing in this way too, it's the signs keep coming to us, and if we keep ignoring the signs, that's when we're going to have some intense turbulence, to the point where the universe is shaking us up like, hello. I just got the sound of Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello. Did you guys watch that before? So even the universe kind of trying to wake us up in a funny way, or just telling us like, you're on the right path, you got this, keep going, and reflect with peace, anchoring into this peace, this relaxation, this new way of operating with the universe. But yet at the same time, I'm hearing our soul saying it's so old. It's not necessarily old, it's the origin. Oh shit. It's the original way of being with the world, with ourselves. Our humans have been told otherwise. Our human biological collectiveness has been told hypervigilance and all of the opposite ways of how to coexist with the universe. Wow. I just feel like something shifted in my being. How are you guys feeling? Yeah, re-grounded, reconnection. Wow. Anything else we need to know? Anything else? Yeah, so many manifestations. Oh, so another note too, going into eclipse season, our dreams might be a little weird. The subconscious is being brought to the surface. Even for me, my dreams have been very stressful, very weird at the same time. Like not making sense, but in my dream, as I'm in there, they make sense because it's just all this fuckery. But just trust that your subconscious is purging, and we can reflect on it, and maybe even reflect on it in a silly way so that we don't take it always so literally. Knowing that we're purging what we're ready to be released through our subconscious, through this new way of inner dialogue, this new way of self-talk. Yeah. Because we're releasing what used to hold us back. We're releasing the reflections of ourselves that we used as a way of showing up in the world, or this way of, I'm hearing even imposter syndrome of ourselves. And maybe there's a fox as a sign for you guys. I'm hearing releasing of the limiting beliefs as well. I'm hearing in this way too that fox energy can be very sneaky. So we used to really believe this mischievousness within ourselves because it has protected us. It has, and I'm hearing ancestral trauma. So there could be really deep patterns within our ancestry, right, that have caused us to continue to repeat the patterns. But really right now, all we really need to do is realize it hasn't been serving us, or just even admit or see that new perspective. The Hanged Man, right? We used to feel stuck in these, they're almost swords, right? The 10 of Voices, all of our limiting beliefs, our thoughts, but we're seeing them from a new perspective instead of this hung place. Wow. And we have the 10 of Materials as well. So community, fostering new foundations yet again. Yay! We love this. I hope this reading has helped you in some way. We're getting more cards flying out still. Yeah, the Muse of Emotions. So I'm hearing in this way too, it's, again in this way, seeing how far you've come. And then that way also the gratitude can flow in, and it's where we see the sacredness. We see the connectivity. We see that loving intelligence. And it's okay if it doesn't all like sync together. It takes time. It takes, I'm hearing even distance from certain events that we've had in our lives to get these new aha moments or connection of dots, new way of stringing our lives together in this sacred way. So be gentle with yourself. And I'm hearing maybe even start a garden, plant a seed physically, or even metaphorically, right? Or setting an intention, a goal, or whatever feels in alignment to you, guided. Yeah, we have the Queen of Materials. So much is manifesting. And I'm not surprised with the Virgo energy, honestly. There's some other message that I'm hearing. There's something still. We get the Fool card again. Yeah, I keep hearing releasing the doubt that has bound you for centuries. Wow. Take that as you will, of course. Trusting in your realignment, trusting in your power, in this new grounded place of reconnection, this new grounded sacred energy. That you can speak from your heart, you can speak freely to yourself. And I'm hearing that that's the most important practice that we'll ever have, is how we communicate to ourselves, right? We know this, but it's seeing it from a new level of strength within that vulnerable place. The strength within our heart, the strength within love itself, the frequency of love with that intention. To trust that we are love. Wow. Beautiful. We love. Anything else? Oh, okay, one more card. Yeah, we got this a couple weeks ago too. Trusting the inspiration within yourself is constantly calling to you, or the guidance that you've had throughout your entire life. Even again, if you haven't seen the connected dots, you wouldn't be you without every single thing that has happened to you, right? All of those pieces make up how wonderful we are, how incomplete we are, how whole we are within ourselves, our character, our emotional beingness, everything. the levels of compassion from the things that are really dark that happen to build our compassion more, right? So I'm hearing in this way too, it's seeing this from a new place, this new reminder to ourselves, kind of this pep talk. Maybe I'm hearing even to help us through the winter and the rest of the year, the calendar year, right? And trusting, even in the way of, we can sometimes hold ourselves to, oh my gosh, it's already more than halfway through the year. I'm not X, Y, and Z along. I'm such and such age. My life doesn't look the way I want it to look or expected it to look, or my friend looking like my friend's lives, whatever it is, right? And taking all of that chatter, all of that comparison, all of that limitation even, or structure, and just trusting that you're here for a unique reason. We're all meant to live in a whole new way and create from our own perspectives, whatever that is in terms of creation, right? Even I think of creation now as just even living our day. That is a creation. So trusting again that there is no structure we have to follow. It's just trusting our soul's guidance, trusting our soul's mergence with our body, as our body is telling us how to flow. I'm feeling more and more of souls or humans getting on this collective bandwagon, if you will, that we're breaking out of the molds easier now because there's more of us, and trusting that it doesn't have to look like anyone else. And if we can't even see it already existing, it doesn't mean it's not possible, right? So even looking at our lives as our past of feeling maybe like we don't fit in, or that we don't have all of the answers. But by living our lives the way we live them, we give other people their own voice through our uniqueness. It sparks, I'm hearing, their own creativity or their own inspiration. The more we see each other living the fullest we could possibly live in that way of newness, that way of freedom, the way of love, that's when we start to also not feel limited in any way. Right? And I know this sounds so basic, but I'm feeling it in a new way for us. It's like penetrating ourselves deeper. And it's, again, like this, I'm seeing like our soul merging more with our physical DNA is the best way I can explain it, which is so cool. And it's like this energy is encoding the earth. It's encoding the collective, it's encoding all of our structures. And that's also why we're seeing things fall apart. We're seeing things come to light. We're seeing things shifting, and things may be hard to see shift, right? Hard to see the darker parts that are not working, or to flesh out the things that aren't for us. And it's okay to grieve the things that we thought we wanted, or the things we thought were going to work a certain way, or that we needed in order to feel like we're in our purpose. So maybe even just taking some time on this new moon to just anchor in the trust with the universe, with yourself, with your community, that it's a new phase, it's a new chapter, it's a remembrance, and it's surrendering to this remembrance of yourself, of how exciting your soul is, how excited your soul is to be here. And the human has been taking a lot of the beating of duality, but it doesn't have to be so tumultuous. It doesn't have to be so limiting. We get this new resurgence, I'm hearing, to our hearts, to our soul, to our minds. I think our minds need it the most, right? I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? The minds have been in survival, and thus the body, right? So yeah, take it easy, be gentle. feel into this new moon in whatever way feels good to you or whatever you want to do this week. Happy September yet again. I'm so excited. It's almost fall energy. California's still hot, but I'm ready for cold weather. So I'm manifesting that. I love cold weather. Anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. I hope this supported you in some way. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.